And the camera's good. Looks good.
Cool, cool. Awesome.
Did
I'm
you
excited.
did you get out of work just now as well, or were you done already for today? Or are you off today or
Yeah,
something else?
I got off 30 minutes before we were initially supposed to join, so
Got it.
yeah.
And can you just for everyone that's watching, can you just tell us like what do you do, what's your field and stuff like that?
So I am a level 2 business application support analyst. So that mainly handles dealing with system reporting, fixing errors within the system. It's a lot to it because it's a whole dealership network, and we have to like manage the inventory and stuff. And a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, this isn't wrong on this website here," and it's a lot of back and forth this particular position. But before that, I was help desk support, and yeah, I liked it. But
Hmm.
and yeah, they put me over there, and it's been a ride.
So are you doing kind of IT right now, or you're not doing IT? Or
In school, but yes, this is still technically because I still have to work on people's computers. It's just not
Mhm.
every day that I'll have to be on people's computers, which is nice. I get more time to do more research and stuff. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
And are you trying to like get a career in IT or move into IT like later on, or are you gonna be doing something else? I'm just wondering because you say you worked help desk, but now you're not doing help desk. So it's just like
Oh no, no, yeah. So I'm still considering a career in IT. It's going to be in cybersecurity. Um,
got it.
I've been really looking into social engineering, but there's not a lot of jobs out there that they want you to know about social engineering, which I'm really good at, unfortunately. So it's kind of like I guess we'll see how that road goes along, but yeah, that's kind of like what I've been interested in so far. So.
What is like I know you have a YouTube channel. That's why I bugged you to come and talk to me. So what's your channel about? What's the name of the channel? And I told people the name of it, by the way, and I gave the link already on the community chat. But just
Mhm.
overall general, like what's your channel about?
So the name is CyberChicKeeks, and it's actually just tech-based lifestyle. Basically, different facets of my personality. I'm not mainly just interested in IT. I love doing crafts and DIY and painting, and
Mhm.
all sorts of other things in my life that I feel that people can enjoy. And I've been actually creating a lot more videos lately. And I have a few of them that I want to post, but I haven't posted yet because I'm like not really sure exactly how I want to present them. I didn't realize it was just going to be like such a challenge for me, but I'm up for the challenge. So.
Got it. And what's your advice for, and this is not to get like personal or anything, but what's your advice for people that are trying to get into IT that are female? Because the majority of IT is men, and the majority of it is there's no females. Just no, not really a lot
There
of
isn't.
females in IT. So what's
There.
your advice for females that are trying to get into IT? Because some of them are very hesitant. Some of them do not want to get into IT, or some of them are like there's not really a lot of females in IT. So just that's why I'm like when I had this opportunity to talk to you, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I
Mhm.
get to talk to a female in IT because there's not really a lot of females in IT.
Yeah, I think it just honestly, you have to find out what kind of field that you want to be in, and then also just be open to look into different things. But let's say if you're trying to get into help desk, with help desk, you really want to make sure that you're really good with customer service. So talking to people, you need a lot of patience. And when I mean a lot of patience, I mean a lot of patience because sometimes you get people that just do not know how to use computers like at all. And for me in particular, when I work with car dealerships and you know sales guys, they don't really care about the details of certain stuff, so they're just like get it done. So
Yeah, yeah.
you just have to remember that look at the customer and just understand you know they don't know nothing about computers. That's, I mean, girl or guy, honestly. I believe for women it's okay to stand out and be different because guys have particularly have like their own world in IT, And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like not every woman, conforms to that world. Not every woman's a gamer. Not every woman loves anime,
Mm-hmm.
but just like basic things like that. It's okay because you can still have a career in this field and still be successful. Just be your own person, and who cares what other people think. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like what's your advice, like how do you get into IT for people that are new to IT? Like what's your thought, or how did you get started, if that makes sense?
They actually came to my school and were interviewing, and I just happened to, click with the manager, and she ended up becoming my manager. So that, for me, that's how it happened. But other people, a lot of people actually go through internships. I've known a lot of people to do that. Um, it helps to start even with like small stores, like going to work for like Best Buy or AT&T, like even starting in the store, you can work your way up. Like they have a whole whole network of IT stuff. So like you can definitely work your way through the system that way. But honestly, it's just up to you. Just you really have to remember everywhere, every place in the entire world probably has a tech company associated with it. So there's a job for you. Like everyone has a phone, everyone has a computer. So there's a job out there for you. So don't think that the market is really tough, because it's just really you having to really look for those jobs, like just hunt for them. So how else you gonna eat?
And what's your yeah, sorry, as I'm looking at questions because I have
No,
questions I'm
you're
asking
fine.
you.
I'm trying to figure out how to answer them. So.
It's okay. What are some like tips and tricks, or what do you do to study? Like someone was asking, like what do you do to like study? Like if you're studying for an exam, like I don't know if you've taken any certifications recently, or you're in the process of taking one. Like what's your I guess what's your method of studying when it comes to studying?
Currently, my method of studying is listening to focus music. It's just like this frequency that helps you focus. It helps really well for me because it helps me stay in the zone. But I can only do about 20 minutes of hyper focus before I have to take a break. But
Mm-hmm.
that's just how my brain works. I've had to learn this over a course of time of trial and error. But yeah, I usually do that. Practicing with a friend helps too. So if you have like flashcards, that helps a lot because then it makes the game more fun, or it makes it seem like it's a game. And you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. And whenever you're taking any test, it helps like a lot.
And what is like you said you're studying for cybersecurity. I guess are you doing like a computer science major? Is that what you're doing? Or are you doing information technology, or are you doing something else, or what's your what are you trying to major in? I guess.
It's actually network administration, computer technology with network administration. Sorry, my mouth is dry, so I cannot talk. But
It's okay. It's
I
okay.
hate those days.
Yeah, it's all right.
But yeah, computer technology with a focus in network administration and cybersecurity. So a lot of networking, everything that's dealing with Wi-Fi. To me, it's still, yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily confusing because I do know a lot about it, but talking about it and then reading about it is two totally different things for me. And I feel like everyone has like their learning curves for every subject. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I've noticed that it's taken a little bit longer for me to have a learning curve when it comes to like VLANs and learning about dual networks. And it's like when you understand something, but if you had a better understanding, you'll be able to build stuff, that kind of deal,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes
No.
sense.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I don't know. It's still pretty exciting. I still find it very interesting, and yeah, I like it.
From my understanding, like from a cybersecurity perspective, it's just me. I'm not sure, but
Mhm.
I from what I was told, you're supposed to have like Security Plus or something
Yeah.
like Certified Ethical Hacker, like CEH, or you're supposed to
Hmm.
have like CEISSP, like some sort of like from Security Plus perspective. I think they ask for it if you're trying to work for the government, like for the White House or something like that. But I'm not
Yeah.
sure if that's true or not. I'm going based on what I heard from a lot of people. So.
That is true. And depending on the company that you work for, they actually can help you, get trained for it. and certified in whatever else that they need for you to be certified in. But I would definitely say that it helps to have a certification in any field that you're trying to get into, just to show that, hey, I have, experience in this field, either certification, a degree, some piece of paper, to explain that.
Is there a lot of I know this is random, but is there a lot of programming in your what you're studying right now? Is there any programming at all, like or Linux or
No.
any of those things? Because when it comes to hacking, do they do programming or any of those things?
Hacking, yes, but as far as running, most you'll do is like running scripts in Linux. That's pretty much it. Especially whenever you're just setting up systems to monitor like the traffic and stuff. I mean, it's just running scripts.
Running
Nothing
scripts.
crazy. Yeah.
Oh, it's just like every time I think of a hacker, I think like the green screen, the green background, like the Matrix, with a bunch of
Yeah, with all
letters
the
and numbers.
binary.
Yeah, and all the binary numbers, and then you see a guy
Yeah.
hacking on a computer or someone hacking on a computer. That's every time I think about that. But I know it's not that. But people look at it like that. It's like, you know.
I know. I still think of it that way too, but it's not. It's not even close, to be honest with you. It looks like a regular computer screen, which when I found out, I was very disappointed. Now I was like, man, can't wait to show up in front of my friends. No, no.
It's nothing
It's
to do
a
with that.
yeah.
Oh my
Like some
god.
screens kind of look really complicated. Like if you're looking at, let's say, the network, yeah, that can look
Oh, that
pretty
screen. Yeah, that
complicated.
screen. That screen is
Yeah.
a little crazy.
Yeah, especially if you're looking at trying to look for packets or trying to find what's in them, which I do find very fun. I haven't, whenever it comes to like my home network, I try not to like mess with it because, people have their privacy and I don't want to find out stuff about my neighbors, but I could if I wanted to. So it's a nice feeling.
Good to know. So I guess I won't be stopping by then. That's what basically you're telling me.
No, but when I have kids, I definitely will be like, you know what? No internet for you since you want to be bad. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. So what you have any questions round up for me that you wanted to ask me?
No, I didn't. I was
No?
supposed to think of any questions, but I can't even think of any.
You think of anything?
Mm-mm.
No? So what is your like why so I don't know, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like women have more patience with IT than men. I don't know
Oh,
why.
yes. Yes.
I feel like
Yes.
I feel like
Yes.
like they're easily able to talk with men or girl both. They're able to talk to people better than men. And
It's
that's coming from my experience because I work for an MSP environment.
mhm.
And when I worked for the MSP environment, I guess I share this story here since now we're talking about this. And I never spoke about this actually. So when I worked in an MSP environment, I noticed that they were hiring more females than men because
Mhm.
women are much easier. They don't get mad or frustrated, and they don't scream at the client like a guy would scream at the client. Like they don't get mad, and they seem like they're able to sweet talk the client,
Yeah, that's
and like be more friendly with the client versus a guy that would be screaming at the user or at the client, if that makes sense. That's from my personal experience. I noticed that they're able to actually relax the user, relax the client, versus an actual guy that goes in there and they're like more calm when they see a female talking to them about an IT issue than a guy coming in there. From my experience, I'm not sure if that's just my experience, but that's been the MSP environment because it was like 50-50 male and female 50-50 actually. It was actually evenly split in the middle, and for my perspective, they did a lot better than men. Where like, oh, I'm not dealing with this guy. Get out of here. Can you go deal with him? Like like that's my perspective. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. I feel like they have more patience. Just in
You're
general.
absolutely right. You're
Mhm.
absolutely right. The director of my company, he went out the way and told us, he was like, I kind of prefer, women as, managers over, our, what do you call, our service teams, because they have more patience. That was one of the things that he said. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense, because whenever I'm around my coworkers, even though we're all work from home now, when we work at the office,
Mhm.
you can tell some of them would get really frustrated on the phone, and it's some simple, to me, it was something simple. And if you just use a different tone, the person will react differently. That's just how I think.
Mm-hmm.
But not everyone gets that memo, you know. It's typically women are better at, you know, getting those cues versus guys on the phone. I don't think it's as easy for them to, you know, grasp. But, you know, this is
Yeah.
how we're wired.
Yeah, I don't know. That was my perspective from my other past jobs. Like I noticed that just noticed it. I don't know. It's just something I wanted to throw in there. 'Cause I did notice that because I know some people, they get mad and they throw a fit and they start screaming at the client, and you know that's not good. That's not cool. You know. So
Oh
that's just
yeah, it's not cool at all.
that was my perspective. And when you worked the IT help desk, what kind of software applications did you deal with?
A lot of them. I still deal with them actually. So Windows, everything Windows related. If there's any issues, I mean, literally anything, like an email won't send. You know, that's something that I would have to deal with. Um, what was another one? Remedy, you know, our ticketing system.
Remedy Force, yeah.
Uh-huh. Helix, I think it's Helix now, and Smart IT. Let me think what other. 80, Windows 80.
Windows 80. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Um, there's a lot of them, but they're all like website based too. So we have like our website inventory systems, and then we have some through other websites that we go through. So technically, we don't have support over them, but we still do support with them as well. Um, in total, I could honestly say we handle about close to 75 different types of systems on a daily
Wow,
basis.
that's a lot. That's, that's a lot.
There's, and it's not even just systems. I'm gonna group them all together. So it's systems, teams, different types of issues. Oh, I wouldn't even say 75. I would definitely say it's much higher than that. There's a lot.
I,
It's
I know you. I know I'm not crazy. Do you guys use Cisco or Mitel? I know I saw a
yes,
phone. I know Cisco. I saw one of your videos, and I'm like,
yeah,
is that a Cisco phone, or I don't think you're using Cisco or something like that. I was looking
yes.
at it.
So we use both of them. My home company uses Mitel and Cisco. Then the company that we service uses Cisco and Jabber.
Jabber, yeah, I'm familiar with
Yeah.
Jabber.
Um,
Are you in charge
there's
of any of that, or?
Yes, but that's on a different side of our team. So if we have any tickets that come in, I'm the first contact for all of the tickets. So I'll just assign them out to other teams depending on whatever it is that they have going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it, typically, a lot of people will request for field technicians to come out to work on their stuff depending on whatever it is. But if it's like software based, I'm like, sorry, you're gonna have to get a call. You know, we can't send them out there for everything, even though they, you know, people do prefer human contact, which I get it. But yeah, I can't send them out every time.
But what was your I guess what was how long did it take you to learn like help desk or IT support? Because I know it's not easy when you first start out IT, and you have to deal with people, and you have to deal with customers, and you have to deal with different departments, and you have to deal with different applications. Like how long did
All
that
the
take
time.
you to how long did that take you to learn all that? Like because I'm asking you that question because I know that there are new people in IT and they want to know about that, and they're gonna ask about that because they're
Yeah.
new and they don't know where to start or what how to learn that when they first start their job and stuff like that. So that's why I figure I'd ask you that.
I'm still learning. I'm gonna be honest with you. And it's only because of how the company is set up. It's a very, very large company. So a lot of different systems and teams that work with different stuff. When it comes to learning the systems, don't get frustrated. You will hit a learning curve, and then from that learning curve, any added extra information is just something on top of what you've learned already. But it will take you some time depending on how large the company is, how many systems or softwares that they use. There's a lot of different factors, but um, just ask around, talk to other people at the company. You know, How long did it take for you to get this? What was the hardest part about this job? Those are all essential information just so that you can kind of get a bearings on where your learning curve will be.
Yeah, I'm wondering because like I'm pretty sure you came in the first week and like, oh my God, this is so much information. Like, and people are very hesitant to ask for help when they're new to IT. Some people don't want to ask for help. They think that they should know everything, and that's the reason why I'm asking that question. Because that's my experience for other people. They get nervous, they get anxious. They don't want to look bad in the company because they're new to IT. They don't want to look bad. They think they should know everything when they shouldn't. They shouldn't be afraid to ask for help.
At all, at all.
That's why I was asking you that question.
It is unreasonable to expect a child to come out of the womb talking and writing novels. It is unreasonable. So why would you expect yourself to do the same thing at a job that you've never done before? You know, just be easier on yourself. It's going to take a minute to learn all of these systems, but as long as you're being proactive about it and actually, you know, taking notes and making sure you're paying attention, you know, you're going to learn it. The brain is, I mean, it's hardwired to learn anyway. So it's repetition, you know, that's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just because I always get that. That's why I asked you. Is I always get that question like should I know everything in the first week? I'm like no, and then I tell people like you should know everything, and then like how long does it? Then they give me the next question like how long should it take me to learn everything? And I'm like it depends on you. It depends on the individual because everyone's different. Like I could learn something in a month, like someone else could learn something in 3 months. You know, everyone's way of learning is different. We have different styles of learning, so not everyone's gonna learn the same way. So
exactly.
That's my intake on that because people keep asking me about it. I was gonna ask you. So I'm going back into help desk. I'm sorry, I'm asking you that because I know you're not doing that right now. So, in the help desk job, was that like level 1 or level 2 or in between?
My current job?
No, the job you had before, the help desk job.
Oh no, it was level 1.
Level 1?
So all of the calls, any calls that came to service desk would come to us, and we would try to figure out if we could resolve it or if we had to pass it on to a different team. I did that for about 6 months before I got promoted to level 2, which was hyper focused in, you know, just the inventory software. It's funny how I do this job every day and I can't even explain it. Like, you know how like you just do something every day? It's like, it's my job. I just do it, you know?
Yeah.
I just resolve requests, you know, that have issues within the system, and depending on how bad the issue is, I'll troubleshoot on their computer, you know, things like that. But it's not as intensive as, let's say, level 1 work, where I'm always trying to figure out what system this goes to. I only have focus in 2 different softwares for this particular job.
Got it. And what's I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you something else. And you're the level 2 one, right? You're level 2. Are you level 2 now, or that's what we talked about, right?
Yes.
The application. Are you dealing with this is very random, but are you dealing with SQL error messages?
Yes, but we don't resolve those on level 2. It usually goes up to level 3 if we have any issues with SQL, and that's rarely. And if that happens, it's usually the whole site for us.
Got it. Yeah, because
it's like an outage.
You deal because I know you said something about websites too. Do you deal with like websites like sometimes a user can't log in, and it's probably because they have to clear like their browser history or something else. Do you deal with that or?
Yes, more so on level 1. If it is something geared towards our actual application, I do the troubleshooting for anything on their computer, but that's usually handled in level 1. My job's more of like a more thorough research of what's going on, so I don't get to have as much fun troubleshooting.
Oh, but you have more time to study, right?
I do have a lot more time. Study and eat and sleep. Just, you know, typical quarantine stuff.
How's the whole like work from home thing been for you? Because I'm asking that because some people are they don't like it, and some people are okay with it, and some people prefer to be in the office. So how's the whole work from home thing affecting you, or how is it okay for you? Like, is it okay with you? Because I work from home, by the way, I work
Yeah.
every day from home. So how is it with you?
I don't know how you can do it. I am a social person. I like to be social, and then I like to have my alone time. So an office setting for me is perfect because I can be social, have my coffee, and then go back and be like in my little corner. But when I first went into quarantine, I was like, all right, I can start working from home. This is cool. This is great. And then 3 months went by, and I I don't really like it. I mean, I can do, let's say, 3 days out the week working from home, but
Hmm.
I'll need to alternate between going into the office and then leaving home because leaving the house is like something it's something that was a part of my routine that was hardwired into me. And then when that was
Okay.
taken away, my whole life schedule just went flat. Like, I don't even know how to
Got
explain
it.
it. It just,
Got it.
disappeared basically. So it was definitely an adjustment. I mean, I had to switch up my whole workout routine. I had to switch up like everything, just everything. I even moved during the process. So it was a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm used to it. That's what I was asking. Wondering. I was wondering.
You're over here like, oh, these guys, I don't even know. I'm just like, I just need to, go into this. I miss going to my particular office because we had like dart wars. So like, like the little dart guns, we would like,
Hmm.
play with those and stuff. It was just really nerdy. It was really fun.
Very nerdy but fun. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we had fun around the office, and we always had like contests, and we always did fun stuff. So when that ended, it was just kind of like, oh, well, guess we'll just be home.
Hmm.
No more activities. This is working from home, never leaving the house. That's another thing that's weird for me. So
Yeah.
it's an adjustment, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get used to it.
I actually, Haifa, she had sent me an invite on Instagram, and I was like, that actually sounds pretty fun to have like a little IT community. Because before I didn't have one, so it was just kind of like me floating along in the IT world or space alone.
Got it. Got it.
um, yeah, I honestly, for anyone new in IT, I do recommend finding like a little community or a place where like-minded people come and talk together. Very important, and it's very motivating too because you see other people reaching for goals that you've put in place for yourself, and you know, iron sharpens iron. So definitely, it's definitely important.
Got it. Yeah, I think it's good now with Discord more now that everyone's working from home because a lot of people do not like being home. So you could you could talk to other people on
Yeah.
Discord. You know, you could talk and interact with other people because people don't like to be home. So it gives you an opportunity to actually interact with other people. Like you said, same thing. Like you could grow with other people. You could uh, um, pick their brain a little bit. If they're like
Yeah.
if you're trying to get a certain job and you want to be in that position, you could pick their brain a little bit to see what they did to get that job, and also pick the brain of someone else if you're trying to get another job, and try to get advice from everyone. There's a lot of different people in IT, so and I tell people like join communities, whether it's Discord or I don't know LinkedIn, whatever, any group that you could go into in IT or anything like that. Just try to do it because you never know you never know. You might just meet the right person and you might just network with the right person and they may be hiring and you could get a job too. So it does
A
help.
good
So
paying one.
yeah, it does it does help. So it's always good to network with people. You don't know, and it helps you too. Like if you really are serious about IT, I recommend going into some social platform or something and try to grab information from a person or from something, and um, that's what I recommend. There's a lot of things out there that are free, but people don't take advantage of it. You take advantage of the free stuff. So why not,
True.
right? If it's free, it's free. Take advantage of it. So
Exactly.
yeah. So I don't understand why people don't do that. That's just me though.
I don't get it either. When I first thought of it, I didn't know where to look for it. It just kind of fell in my lap. It's one of those things where if honestly, if you look for help or you look for something that is of benefit to you, you're going to find it. Whether it falls in your lap or you just stumble across it on the internet, it's going to come to you. And that's what I love about, our lives today. Just any goals that we have set in place, it's really important to just keep pushing forward. Whether it's just, starting out in IT or, take a new certification, whatever it is, there's tools out there for everybody.
Are you studying? I know you're studying in school, but are you gonna study any certifications? They got your eye on you, like you're thinking about AWS or Azure or Security Plus or any of those things, or no?
Security Plus and the CISSP. I keep saying that wrong, but I do have one that I've been studying for a little bit now, and the way that it's set up, I'm actually not a big fan of online studying. I'm not gonna lie, which is why I like going to school. But I do like for the fact that they have live labs that I can do, which helps. Like labs, man, if I didn't have labs, I would not be here today because I wouldn't learn. I'm a hands-on person. So if I don't do it, I'm not going to know. Like you can explain to me all you want, but until I put my hands on it, that's when I really get to, that's what I like about IT. It's like when you're dealing with software, you just kind of click around and start to, get a gauge of, whatever task that you're trying to do. And I don't know, it feels more smooth than listening.
Yeah, that actually happened to me today because I'm very hands-on too. I like to play around with stuff. So so the whole company's VPN went down. So when that happens, you can't work from home. Everyone's using VPN to work from home. So the whole thing went down. It finally came back up. But then the thing is that when you connect to VPN, you have to select the profile or select the accounts associated with your company, because we have different companies in our company. We have multiple companies inside of it. So you select the one that's associated with you. If you try any other ones, it's not going to work. So we have different companies, and then I have to find out, wait, are you from such and such company? Yeah. So you have to pick this profile drop down on VPN. Are you from this company? Yeah, you got to pick this drop down on VPN. It's not going to work if you pick the other one. So then that finally got working. I finally got it to work for multiple people. We actually got it to connect for everyone. And then I had this one person that had a lot of issues that they couldn't connect. They couldn't do anything at all, actually. So I remoted it into his computer using a screen share software. I got in. I noticed that the certificates were missing and his profile was missing too. So then I had to manually add stuff to his computer, which I did because when you remote it, you could do that. So what I did was I connected to VPN with my account, and then I mapped a share drive, or I mapped the drive where we have all our files in. I manually mapped that, and I started dragging it and dropping and putting it on his computer, and I put all the files that he needed in his computer, and then I disconnected from VPN. I reconnected as him, and then it started to work after that, and I got his computer to work. He's like, "Hey, you did magic." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a Houdini." He's like,
nice.
"Oh, yeah."
I love after when they're all excited, they're like, "Oh, you fixed it." I'm like, "Oh, it's no big deal."
Yeah, so it was just like I'm like, I've never seen that before. I don't know why it's doing that, but as long as it works. And he started laughing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, it's working. Like, can you explain to me, Kevin, why that's not working? Why I'm missing some stuff? I'm like,
definitely can't. I hate whenever I have to be like that.
Tell me, sorry. I don't know.
Like whatever we did worked. Let's just not even question it.
Yeah, it's not even touch it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. There's some issues that I fixed are really weird and wonky, and I fix it, and they start to work, and then I don't know why it starts to work, and I'm like, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, and it finally just starts to randomly work, and like, Kevin, why is it working? I'm like, I don't know. As long as it works, right? Yeah. If it works, don't touch it. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Please don't touch it.
Exactly. That's all that matters. We resolved it. We're good. Okay. We can close the ticket out.
Yeah. It was just like, I don't know what to say about that. Yeah. He was missing a bunch of stuff, but we got it to work, and I was happy about it actually, because he's an important person too. So I was like stuff wasn't working for him. I'm like, why is this not working for him? And then I'm getting a call from my IT director to call him, which that does not happen. So I'm like, he's like, can you call him, Kevin? I know you get this, you get stuff done. I need you to fix this for him. I'm like, okay, I'll do it right now. So I just stopped what I was doing and I went straight and called the guy, and we got him up and running. So it's just those things, those are weird things. And with the whole work from home thing, you know, you can't really, you know, the VPN has to work. You can't really do anything.
Exactly.
It's kind of annoying with the whole work from home because if they're they either, because they have company laptops, so like it's either the laptop doesn't work or VPN doesn't work. If VPN doesn't work, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. So it's either the laptop doesn't work, VPN doesn't work, or the Wi-Fi doesn't work. So you have to figure out which one it is, and then you get it to work. But then it's just like when stuff doesn't, when Wi-Fi doesn't work and they're working from home, you know, that's another problem. I mean, they got to call their ISP or their internet service provider, and then you have to try to give them a workaround, you know. So
yeah, today we actually had Wi-Fi outages around the country, and like it was just like this weird wave of outages, and I hate when that happens because if we have like 6 calls on hold, we already know like it's an outage. But I think they ended up finding out what the problem was. But I hate whenever somebody would call from like the same dealership and they'll just be like, oh yeah, we have an outage, and they're actually on the phone with you guys too. Why are you both calling? We just need one ticket. And I hate that because then like we'll have like 5 tickets for the same dealership. We're like, okay, we'll just group them together. It's fine.
yeah, I had 100 calls today.
Nice, that's a lot.
VPN not working.
Yeah, I wish I picked up calls as much as I used to, but like back whenever I was on level 1, the most I did was like 40 something calls. But that's only because our calls can last up to 2 hours at a time, just depending on what we're doing. Especially if it's like a Windows update or if we have to re-image the system. It kind of just depends on whatever we're doing. Today, I only took like 2 calls, and one of them was this guy. He couldn't print off the website, like the print button.
I hate printers. Nobody likes printers.
I get printer. Yeah, it's those calls every day.
Printer calls. I hate printers.
Yeah, turns out the whole website printer button was broken. So they were just like, you know, you either use your keyboard shortcut or go on Chrome. Like they weren't going to fix it. And I'm like, it's y'all's job to fix it. Like, so I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, so a printer button is broken. So fun stuff.
Yeah, mine was I think you said your calls were 2 hours. I think my longest call was not in this job, my other job was 14 hours. My longest call was 14 hours, yeah.
Did you like go to sleep on the call and then wake up?
No. We were doing a Cisco router upgrade.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you have to unplug one router and it's supposed to fail over, and then you take out the old one. Then you put the new one back. You put a brand new one in there, and then you have to fail over, go back to the new one, and you have to run like config files on the network. You have to run PuTTY commands, and then you have to call the vendor. And you have to work with the vendor because you have different vendors that work together for the Cisco router. Right. You got to go to the IDF room. You got to start unplugging stuff. Be careful you're not unplugging the wrong thing, because then everyone doesn't, like, nothing works for no one. Right. And some of the ports on the router. They do special things, like they go to certain websites that work that go to different sites. So if you disconnect that, the website doesn't work. And if you disconnect another one, you're gonna disconnect another part of the router. The Wi-Fi doesn't work for the whole building. So you just start plugging stuff. So I'm just there spending hours, and then replace the whole router, and then spend 14 hours because the files because you're supposed to just copy the files and move it over to the new router. It's a simple copy and paste, but nothing was working. So
I hate when that happens, but that's anytime you're migrating anything, that's to be expected. Something's going to go wrong, you know.
Yeah, so we tried copy and paste and it wasn't working. And then it turns out that you have to I'm trying to remember. You have to run extra commands for the copy and paste to work, something like that in PuTTY. You run some extra commands for that to work, which we did, and then you have to you have to change the sequence of VLAN changes on the file itself, because we're running like batch files and stuff like that, and it wasn't working for some reason. And then I had to contact the vendor, and then the vendor had someone that left the company that knew how the router worked, but he wasn't there anymore. So they had to go and look at the tickets to figure out how he got it to work.
I hate having to resolve issues like that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Nobody knew how to fix it. So then we spent hours and hours and hours. And we finally got like someone that actually has a lot of experience with networking. And then they're like, oh, this is probably what he did. He probably ran this command on Putty. He probably ran this command. He probably made this firewall change on this, and this is what got it to work. And then he just like second guessed it. He's like, you know, let's do it again. And he tried it, and it worked. It worked,
Right.
but it took a really long time. Like they kept flipping us back and forth to different people. Like, we're gonna transfer you to this guy. He should be able to fix it. Yeah, I don't know how to fix this. Transfer you to that. I don't know how to fix this. We're gonna transfer you to this guy. I don't know how to fix this. We're gonna transfer you to him. Like, yeah. So apparently the person that used to do this, he's no longer part of the company. I'm like, what the? So you're gonna have to figure this out.
Hopefully he left good notes.
Yeah, he actually did. Actually, surprisingly. So they went to they went to the ticketing system. They use ServiceNow, and he found a bunch of notes like, oh, the way this router works, the old router, you have to run this and this and this and this and this. If you have a new router, it's not gonna work on this unless you run these commands first, and then you can move everything over afterwards. And I'm like, oh, okay. See, like he had a step-by-step how to do it, and then we did that, and then it got it to work. And I left like at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m, something like that. It was very intense. And then I had to be back at work at 7:30 a.m. So I had like 2 hours of sleep. And I came back, and people were logged into the computers and everything. Immediately Outlook wasn't working. They couldn't send and receive emails. Wi-Fi wasn't working on the whole building. Some firewall changes were done. Like, you're supposed to block certain things, but for some reason they weren't blocked. So they could go to Facebook, they could go to LinkedIn, they could go to all these websites. I'm like, what is going on right now? And then we had to call an engineer, like an engineer level 3, to get involved from their company, and we did it again. And we're gonna have to stay another night to fix this. So we had to stay one more night. But it wasn't that bad. This one was okay till 10 o'clock. Wasn't so bad. Not 1 a.m, 10 o'clock. Because we had to have everyone leave, and then we had like the people that don't want to leave for some reason. Like, we send an email at 5, you gotta leave at 5. And there was like 10 people still looking at their emails and everything, because the email was working on their phone, but not on the Outlook app itself. So they looked at it on their phone. They were responding through emails like that, and I'm like,
you can't do this at home.
You can do it on your phone. Like, what are you doing? And then finally I convinced them to leave. And oh, are you waiting for us, Kevin? I'm like, yes. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. And then they left. And then I called
than me.
Yeah, I'm getting meaner. And I'm all right, you guys could leave now. Sorry, guys. We gotta get this done, man. I'm not gonna be here till 1 a.m. again.
I was like, excuse me, I'm gonna need y'all to leave.
So we ran all the commands that we needed to run. And then we got a senior level network admin, and he's like, oh, this is what happened. You guys ran this command and that command, but you're gonna have to rerun some other commands, and you have to revert some settings first, and then you can run it again. And we did all that, and it worked after that. So no issues after that. And I had to test everything again. And then the IT director was very nervous. Because this was Friday, and it looked like everything was working fine. And he said, you know what, Kevin, your Saturday, Sunday, you're off, which is, I was always off on the weekend, but sometimes I was on calling that job. Monday, I need you to come in at 6 a.m, just in case anyone have any weird issues. And I came in at 6 a.m. It was only one issue, and that was using the trading software, Bloomberg, and that's it. That was the only issue we had, which is. And it wasn't us. It was Bloomberg themselves having that issue. So I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh, thank God.
I love those issues where it's like, oh, it's a different support group. Like, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes, depending on the call volume, you can be like, oh my God, another issue with some other software. And it's nice whenever it's someone else. It's like, oh, I can just transfer you.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I can't have nothing to do with this.
Exactly.
The vendor, they're having issues with their software right now. I can't really do anything. But you could do other stuff. You can use Outlook. You can use all these other stuff. Oh, okay, Kevin, that's fine. You know, I can't really get mad at me. You know, it's nothing to do with you, Kevin. Like, yeah, so it's good.
That's hilarious.
But
I like
yeah.
your shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
At like 3 times today when I was on the phone.
Yeah.
There's a few times that I'm ever.
Turn it off, turn it back on.
Exactly. That's the first thing you have to ask. Did you turn it off, turn it back on again?
Oh
my favorite question.
Yeah, you'd be surprised with people they don't restart their computer for 100 days.
No, and I'm actually one of those people. In fact, that was the reason why I couldn't join our online chat. Because I hadn't like restarted my computer. I had updates pending for a minute, and I'm like, this is bad, Kira. You shouldn't do this. But I did it. So now we're updated. We're good now. You know?
That's good. I have to restart too. It's giving me the Windows update. So I gotta do it too when I have a chance.
Yeah, that thing has been looking me in the eye for a couple weeks now. So, you know, I just see it and I say, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Bye now. Now we're restarting. Bye now.
Nobody likes those. Like, I hate having to do my updates, and I know they're necessary. I know, but still, it's. And then I always have to preach it to, like, whenever I'm talking to our clients, I'm like, you have to do your Windows update. Like, I don't do them. Like, I do them all the time. I don't. I just preach it to them because our company makes us do it.
Yeah, if people in my job are surprised because I restart my computer every single day. They're like, what? You're like the only one that does that. I'm like, yeah, just, you know.
It's good. It's good, especially your work computer. Especially, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't restart for 3 days. One time on my work computer, because I remote in from here to my work computer in the office. I didn't restart one time. It took 4 hours for it to come back up. I'm like, what is going on right now?
That happens with my work computer too. Anytime I use it, I don't restart it every day, but I'll do it at least once weekly. But if I've done it and I haven't restarted for at least 2 weeks, whenever I first start it back up, it's really slow and it won't let me type the first 2 times that I restart it. And then I have to restart it again until I can start typing. Otherwise, it's like no access. Access denied.
That's exactly what happens to me. Like I wait 4 days. I'm stubborn sometimes, so I wait 4 days to restart, and I restart it, and I'm like, I'm gonna restart this, and I'm like, this is gonna fix it. I need to restart this. You know, it's bad when you type an email, and you're typing an email, and you typed already a whole sentence, and it's still stuck on one letter.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to check for names. So I put the person's email to send the email to that person. And I'm typing their name, and their name gets added like 2 times, 3 times. I'm like, what is going on right now with this thing?
He's like, Chrome, is that you?
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, that's so funny. I don't know. So I'm like, I'm just gonna restart, and I restart, and it literally takes like 3 hours or 4 hours to come back up. So I was just like, I don't know. So I made it a thing where I restart every single day now because of that, because it's really annoying. I'm not waiting 4 hours to connect to my computer.
Exactly. Too much. You got work to do. You got money to make. Exactly. That's funny.
So, is there anything you want to ask me?
What was the most? Actually, I do have a question. What was the craziest call you have ever heard, like ever, or taken?
So we have this thing called this is my other job. So we have this thing called absence. So absence gives you it gives you the ability to with the absence application, it's a server basically. So basically what it does is it redirects your desktop, it redirects your downloads, and redirects your documents. So you don't gotta do anything. So every time you log into a computer, it puts all that automatically on the computer.
Nice.
It's like a roaming profile, if that makes sense. So basically you log in, it does all that. So I had a user that or a client basically they open up Excel, and all the Excel files that the company uses, it crashes. So Excel keeps crashing every time he runs those files. And I did the regular troubleshooting. I removed the add-ins to see if that fixed it. It still crashed. I ran a repair on Microsoft Office. It still crashed. I gave him a brand new computer, and it still crashed. And it's just him only is having this issue.
Wow.
So I'm not even joking. That happened, and then I didn't know what happened, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe just blow up his whole profile from the server side. So I blew up the whole profile from this, and it's very complicated when you do that. It's very like it's a lot of stuff involved. So in order to do that, basically what you gotta do is you gotta go into the server, but you can't clear out his profile when he's logged in. So I found out he's logged into 3 different computers. So I had to log him out of all 3 computers, which I did. And then I went into the server, and you can't clear out the server unless you remove the folder that is on the local C drive for all 3 computers. So I have to go on each computer, remove that folder for each computer, and then fully shut down the computer, and then go back to the server on Absence, the application. And you have to clear out and blow up his profile from there. And that's everything. So that's his Outlook settings, his desktop settings, his downloads, his pictures, everything. So I had to back all that up. So I went to one computer and I backed all that up before we deleted everything. So I backed everything up, deleted his whole profile. Then what happens is you have to log back in again. He uses company-specific programs, which I didn't want to put any of them yet because I wanted to make sure this actually worked. So then I had him log in again. I have him test Excel, test the same documents, and it still didn't work.
I'm not laughing at your pain, but that's pretty funny.
Yeah. So then
that's crazy.
I removed this. I deleted his whole laptop from the 2 other computers, and the 3rd computer I deleted it from that as well. It's just basically, you re-image the whole computer. I rebuild the whole computer, and I got a 4th laptop and a brand new laptop, and had him log into that, and that seemed to work.
That's a lot of work. That's too much.
And that ticket took like 4 days to fix it.
Golly, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't had any experiences like that.
That was my toughest ticket, and then nothing to do with his profile was fully deleted on all 3 computers. Nothing wrong with them. It's just I don't know why that fixed it, but that fixed it. So
that's good. Hey, as long as it's fixed, sometimes you just gotta run with it.
So as a you know how you have like Citrix, how you could do like cloud applications and connect to cloud applications on Citrix. I did that, and I tried opening from there Excel. Like I'm like, maybe it's something wrong with it. Maybe it'll open on Citrix, and it wouldn't work on any of the 3 computers. So like, there's something wrong with his profile, because if it doesn't work on Citrix, like on the cloud, and it doesn't work locally, there's something wrong with his profile. Something weird is going on with, because it goes together with the server. So like, there's something wrong with his profile. So I cleared all that, and I finally got it to work. I never seen that before. It's a weird issue. It was just him, because everyone else could open the same file. It's the same file the company uses. Everyone else could open it just fine. It was just him only that's having that issue. So
that's crazy. Yeah. We use Citrus at my job, but it's more of like internal purposes, thank God. I don't even like that program. It always pops up like, do you want to sign in? No, I don't.
Yeah, so
I haven't had any like sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that was my old deal.
That's crazy. I haven't had any that particularly hard necessarily. I've had more of like crazy kind of calls where people will call for something that's not even IT related. Like today, actually, I didn't take the call, but one of my coworkers, he was like, hey, someone's calling about leaky ceiling. Is that utility? Yeah, people will call for that. I've had people call and complain about the background music being too loud in the dealerships. I've had people call for that. I've had people call because They were trying to get us to fix something, but it was on their personal device.
Oh yeah. That always happens. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And they try to get us to remote into it. I'm like, it's not owned by the company. I can't do that. That's no. I hate when that happens, because if I don't ask them, we could actually get pretty far along before we realize they can't even do anything that they set out to do. And I'm just, I hate those calls. I really do. Because we can do a lot just on the internet. Just off the internet, we can do a lot. But if it's something where I have to remote in, I can't help you.
Yeah, that was an issue I had today, actually, with someone's personal computer. But unfortunately, we allow it because they have to remote into their computer using Citrix. Your favorite friend, Citrix. And it wasn't cooperating with me. So I uninstalled, reinstalled it. And well, before I uninstalled it, I checked to see what version it is, which if it's the right one. And I noticed it's out of date. Like last time it was updated, it was like 2 years ago. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, I just uninstalled it, and I downloaded the newest one, and then I got it to work for her. And she was able to connect to her computer. She's like, Kevin, you're a lifesaver. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a candy? I'm like what? What are you talking about? I'm like, no. Yeah. So I got it to. Yeah, so I got it to work for her, and then she's like, oh, it's good now. I'm like, yeah, you have no idea. Like I have 3 days where I have 3 days with the same issue where I remote in, and I'm only able to work for 3 hours, 4 hours. It doesn't work for me. And I'm like, are you telling me this now? Like, why didn't you tell me this before? I could have fixed this for you a long time ago. Come on, you gotta let me know. And no, I don't like bothering you, Kevin. I'm like, it's okay, So.
I mean, I deal with issues that I can personally fix myself on my computer. I just don't do it. I've had remoted into other people's computers, and they haven't updated anything on that computer for a good 5 years. And this is like updates, like regular Windows updates, like 5 years. One I saw was like 2012. I'm like, you were here since before 2012? Like, that was another big deal for me. But
my goodness.
It was funny because, like, anytime I see that, it's usually on a Windows 7 computer.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, Windows 7.
Up until about 3 months ago, the whole company finally migrated over to Windows 10. But man, those Windows 7 users, like, I hated going on those computers. I hated remoting into them, because even trying to give them directions, you have to give it differently, because I'm using Windows 10. So I usually give Windows 10 directions on how to get to their settings page, or, about the computer. But Windows 7 is different. So I always have to write it down and go back and look at it. Like, okay, let me Google this real quick. Sometimes it's not just a Google search, which is nice. I love the fact that I can use the internet when I'm fixing people's stuff too, because if I didn't have the internet, I wouldn't get a lot done. I wouldn't, because I mean, we have like our knowledge articles, our KBs, but like at the same time, I do like to just Google stuff too, because I feel like there's some added information that might benefit me later. You never know.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes total sense. Google's your best friend.
Oh yeah. I mean, I literally Google stuff maybe 3-4 times a day.
No, I use Google too. If I can't figure it out, I'm gonna either ask for help or I go Google it.
I ask like whole questions, like, how do you do this and that? And someone's probably asked that question. So that's the best part about Google. Someone's asked that question and it's somewhere on some chat room. I'm gonna find it.
Yep.
Those technical issues. Man, now I get technical issues now. I get it.
Yeah. Hey, you told you to call Helpdesk. What are you doing? Call Helpdesk. It's cool. They'll help you.
Right.
Yeah. Like, maybe your account is locked out. You don't know.
Right. Yeah. Those things I definitely will need help with. But I hate that I know exactly what they're doing. So if it takes them a longer time than what I normally could do, then I'm like, what are you doing? You probably helping somebody else. That happens.
No, that happens to me too. Because I help people all the time, and we have Slack, so people will message me. People will message me like, Kevin, can you help me right now? I'm like, I'm in the middle of a call. Like, I can't help you right now. But, I mean, it shows
They
I'm
can see you when
available,
I'm on
but
that call.
I'm busy right now. Like, I can't really help you. Like, you want me to help you right now? Like, and then I get another message from someone else in Slack. Hey, Kevin, I'm having this weird issue on the shared drive, and I get another one. Hey, Kevin, my account is locked up. Can you unlock it? I'm like, okay.
That's crazy. Ours is kind
Yeah.
of divided up with my job. It's we have like a team that works on like just workflow stuff, so all admin, which is great because if we ever need like an account unlock, we'll just hit them up. And then you have my team who handles like all the other applications. Well, I would just say sales related applications because they're all under that umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
And then level one, and if there's anything else that they don't handle, it usually goes to their respective support groups, which are it's a lot of them. But it's nice because once it gets organized that way, then we can just be like, oh, let me just ask this person because I know they're super responsive.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what they do with me because they know I respond. They know I respond immediately. Like, just go get Kevin. Like he should be able to help. I'm like, why are you emailing me? Email Helpdesk.
The downside of being responsive.
Yeah. Email Helpdesk. What are you emailing me for? And I'm like, but Kevin,
yeah.
And then they try to sweet talk me. Kevin, you're very responsible. You're the best. I'm like, all right, I'll help you. What's the issue? What's going on?
Like, pluck my feathers first, and then I'll help you.
Yeah, just like super friendly to me. And I'm like, all right, I can't. Well, I mean, I can't say no to that. I can't say no to that. To those kitty tears, I can't say no to that.
Exactly. And they will pull them. They will pull on those heartstrings.
Yeah, and they gave me like a little emoji with the heart, a little emoji with the sad face, and like, Kevin, help me, please. I'm like, okay, I'll help you.
Especially girls, we'll pull that real quick. Like, oh, can you please help me with this? And they're like, oh yeah. The guys are funny.
They do that to me all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna have to help. I'm sorry. Some people throw a fit and they're crazy.
Yeah, you get some of your crazies too. Have you ever came across any crazies?
Oh, every day.
Really?
Yeah, every day. It's totally normal to me. I'm just like, whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'll be like, I can't do it. I'm gonna say something. I'm one of those people. If I feel like it's weird, I'm gonna say something. I have to.
And like he's like Kevin, I'm a little crazy. Hey, Kevin, I'm a little. Cause I was helping someone with a monitor one time when I went to the office before the whole thing happened, the whole pandemic happened, and like, Kevin, I'm a little crazy, but I'm like, it's okay, crazy is fine. And he's like, oh, okay, you're cool, man. He's like, don't worry. He's like, don't worry. When you're from New York, 'cause I'm from New York. When you're from New York, New York people are a little crazy. So it's okay. It's okay. I accept you. It's okay. And he started laughing. He started laughing. He's like, oh, okay, that makes sense, Kevin. Yeah, that makes sense. Can you help me with that monitor? Yeah, of course. It's okay. A little crazy. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
We'll be crazy together. Let's fix that monitor. Like, okay.
Right. Wink.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
And then I fix the issue and I walk away. It's like, man, this guy is crazy, but it's okay. It's all right.
Okay. That's funny. All right. Well.
Anyway, I'll let you go. It was fun talking to you.
Yeah, it was fun talking to you too.
It's fun talking to you. So, again, what's the YouTube name again? CyberChick?
CyberChicKeeks. So my nickname is Kiki, but I go by Keeks too. That's another variation of my nickname.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was kind of catchy. CyberChicKeeks.
Got it.
So,
So if you guys don't mind, check out her channel. See what she's posting. You'll probably get more videos. You're gonna get more videos. So she's gonna put more videos in there. So check her out.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. I'm gonna get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening and take care.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
All right. Bye. Take care. Bye. All right, guys. You guys have a good day or a good evening. Take care and happy Thursday. Bye-bye.